Too easy, man.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful episode of The Spread and the week that was. Hope you're all having a great night. Good old KB here as your host, along with Twos.
Hey guys, what's going on? Got a bloody big past week of esports that's been going on. I guess we may as well get stuck into it with the news of Epic buying Rocket League. What do you make of that?
Yeah, that was quite the bombshell for the week. Wow, it was it was something else entirely. I did not expect that to happen. It was, I don't know what to think. I'm reading through the article and everything. If no one's seen the article, I'll bring it up so people can have a look. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll chuck the topics for the week in the chat.
Yeah.
Squiz.
So, what have we got here? I feel like that going through the article, it was more of a case of Epic taking their ball and going home. Like some sort of mad power play.
This is the problem, right? Because there's been so many media sources that have, jumped on this speculating basically, because they've even stated, even Epic and Rocket League have stated that all of this isn't going to be final until end of May, early June, right? So how much Psyonix was bought out for, all of that, there's none of that, right? So basically Epic, from what I can base off what everyone has said, is that they were looking to buy the concepts of car and soccer from the wholesale market, and obviously Psyonix, Rocket League would have some sort of trademark worked around that to sort of protect their product. Long story short, Epic couldn't get what they wanted, so they basically just bought the competition.
Yeah.
My opinion, it's kind of a bad move. From where Epic is standing at the moment, especially in OCE, we recently just seen, which we'll talk about pretty shortly, is Epic not paying out their players. We had the Australian Open with the Epic tournament there.
Yeah.
Nobody got their pay until it sort of went to social media. Epic saying, it wasn't backed by us, this or that. But then on the actual tournament sheet itself, it stated prizes will be distributed directly from Epic. And then people, posting screenshots of previous payments coming from Epic, this, that. Anyway, long story short, it's going to be really hard to see anything promising coming from Epic and Rocket League put together, especially with where Fortnite is as a franchise itself.
Oh, 100%. Like, look, I'm all for if the devs are going to get more cut of things because Steam's had the monopoly over gaming for so long and are passing on a shit amount of money to the developers. I'm all for the devs getting more money. But what I am against is just buying something just, I guess, out of spite. I don't know. It seems like a spite move, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, pretty much. So from the looks of this, even, the competitive Rocket League scene aren't good with this deal. We're seeing, pro players coming out making statements that, this is what they want. And they also, too, don't believe that they're going to get what's needed for this game to keep growing. I mean, in terms of Rocket League and OCE at the moment, there's not much going on apart from Rocket League qualifications for RLCS.
Yeah.
Competition-wise, $50, $300 competitions here and there are okay, but when you look at new games like Apex, who have already got a $35K deal just to play online, it's not looking good for Rocket League.
No.
Now with Epic coming into the scene, sure, they've got lots of money, and that's the only reason why they've still got a game that's on the market. It's not going to work the same for Rocket League, I don't think.
No, and as Monkey Boy just said in the chat, it's a power move to shake the industry, but what are they trying to shake is probably the thing. I understand, as I said before, I understand if it's for the devs to get more money, but I don't even think Epic know what they're doing at the moment. It just looks like that they bought it and they don't know what to do with it once they've bought it, which I guess brings us to the next part of this story that we just found out not that long ago about no plans to stop selling Rocket League on Steam.
Yeah, so the whole controversy was at the start when this was first announced by Epic, was everyone was worried that the game was going to be converted to the Epic Store. Now, keep in mind, the only popular game on the Epic Store is Fortnite.
That's right.
That's the only reason why anybody would have the Epic Store open. Now, there have been people that have reached out to Psyonix, and it has been confirmed that for now, there are no plans to remove it from the Steam store. But they still haven't clarified their long-term plans. So there's still no, final yes or no on whether it's going to stay on the Steam store, if it's going to be sort of on both Epic and Steam,
Well, that's
or
the
if it's going to be
thing.
converted.
Yeah, so it's got here in the thing, in the statement, the press release, the PC version of Rocket League will continue to come to the Epic Games Store in late 2019. In the meantime, it will continue to be available for purchase on Steam. Thereafter, it will continue to be supported on Steam for all existing purchases. So I don't know how they're going to work that, if they're going to be providing support to Steam as well. That'll be interesting.
Well, it's going to be an absolute fucking shit show, because like when you think of it, the player base that's on Rocket League at the moment is already in the hundreds of thousands, right?
Yeah, correct.
And if they're going to pull that from Steam and put it on Epic, then they've got to go through working with Steam themselves to get all of those users, which then goes against Steam's privacy policy, because they could just turn around and just say a big fuck you.
Well, yeah, so I guess this will come down to if they're going to take player details from Psyonix's servers, or if they're going to be pulling the data from Steam. That's the major
Well, see, they'd
concern.
have to pull it from Steam, because the way that Psyonix servers work is that they get connected through a Steam ID. So that means that they'd have to rework all of their servers to work off an Epic ID and how the Epic platform works, and then inviting friends and all that sort of stuff is going to have to be reworked into the game.
And not to mention the massive amount of work that just went into getting crossplay all set up for all three.
They've basically just gone to everyone saying, hey, you guys have just been playing beta the entire time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're going to have to rework, and there's going to be more bugs, and there's going to be more fuck-ups, and Rocket League, the game itself, in terms of bugs and all that, I think there's only the hoops glitch at the moment that's sort of the big issue. It's in a good spot.
Yeah, they've done pretty well with it, keeping it pretty tidy.
Now they're talking about a whole new rework, pretty much, if it does go across, because they're saying it's not a definite yes and it's not a definite no on whether it stays on Steam. So until those details are sort of confirmed, I guess we'll have to wait until end of May, start of June.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Watch this space, I guess, is is the main point for that. But there's going to be a lot of people up in arms at the moment about that.
I mean, if I was a competitive Rocket League player, I'd be pretty shitty. Because the amount of changes that they're going to have to make to this game, and then the amount of changes that players are going to have to adapt, to the changes of the game, it's gonna be basically a whole new concept on how the game's going to be played. Because I can guarantee you, Epic's going to want to put their little shit fucking dances, like start making cars turn into transformers and then dancing on the pitch and shit after they shot a goal or some crap like that.
Yep.
So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting.
100%. While we're continuing on the Epic bandwagon, let's roll into the next one about Monkey Boy actually reckons that sounds cool about the cars turning into transformers. We're on continuing Epic, the AO that was held for Fortnite in Australia a couple of months ago. People still not getting paid.
So since this has come out, it's not 100%, but some people have been paid. We are still waiting, on the full confirmation, but it's actually pretty shit, because looking on this, and then if you check out the Google Doc, which we will link again, you'll see in there from the original tweet that Chris actually posted, and all the screenshots within that, there was an actual screenshot from Epic itself saying that this game was not backed by them in any shape or form, right? But then if you look at the Reddit post, on the actual main statement on the information of this tournament, down the very bottom, underneath the prizes breakdown, it states, prizes will be distributed directly by Epic Games.
Yep, that's what I've got. Yeah, I've just got that displayed at the moment for everyone. Yeah.
Now, this production was run by ESL at the Australian Open, which is a big tennis competition. Now, keep in mind, this is all being made to look very, very legit, considering they've got ESL running the show, right? On top of that, double jump communications, who was the point of contact for Epic. There wasn't sort of any communication between players. There wasn't any communication between Epic. Everything sort of just got, left in the dark.
Yeah.
Which Which then also brings me to the next point, that they also state with the World Cup that players won't be paid out until 3 to 6 months after the event itself, right? So why is there such a massive wait between, different competitions when we've already seen in the past that Epic are paying out like the day after or as soon as the competition is ended, people are being paid out. Why is there such a big wait? Because now we're seeing that they can't be trusted.
Yeah, there's a little. I don't know. It feels very underhanded. Like the tweet that they sent out saying, "Oh no. We were clear in our instructions on getting players to complete all the paperwork." Then the players were saying, "We have completed your paperwork." Then it turns out then money just started magically dribbling through to people that like within the day. So
Yes, but it was only certain people, right? It was only the people that
yeah.
were making noise. Other people that were just sitting, waiting, giving them time, doing the right thing,
Hmm.
were getting they're just getting fucked over.
Yeah.
There's no other sort of term you can put it in.
No,
Getting
not at all. Like,
brutally fucked over, weren't being looked after. When a developer can't look after the people that are keeping their game alive, how can they provide any trust in their company going forward, right? Which is now why this Rocket League acquisition is looking so sketchy, because they can't pay out their players. When they come into Rocket League, well, is that going to be a whole nother genre of game that's not going to get paid out? Is it a whole nother game field that's just going to get forgotten about?
mm.
Or, what's go? Is it going to have to come down to pretty much social peer pressure before they do anything at all?
It seems like it. Like I don't know. I think they're rushing into things. I'm sure Chris will have something to say about this next week when he's back. He's currently at the Intel.
IEM.
Yeah, the lucky bastard at the moment. So he's enjoying that. I've heard a couple of guys are saying, I don't know what the score is or anything like that, but the Jam Fortnite team were going great guns.
Yeah, so basically OCE once again getting screwed over. So the whole system with the World Cup is that for OCE and a couple of other scenes, there is on weeks and off weeks on when we actually get a qualifying spot.
Mm-hmm.
Boys pumped it out, absolutely killed it coming out first place. And yeah, it's not a qualifying week, so it's a bit unlucky for the boys when they've been missing out by a point here or a kill there, and
Yeah.
then comes in they actually win it, and it's no qualifying week. So coming into next week, hopefully they can pull off the same results.
Fingers crossed, because we're the finals in New York. That'd be amazing.
And those boys definitely deserve it. Like in terms
hells
of
yeah.
grinding and putting in time. And yes, this is a 100% biased opinion. They 100% deserve it. Give them the spot, fuck ya.
Oh, you're not the only one. Nick agrees with you in chat.
Yeah, it's a bit upsetting.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed for them. I hope they do really well. I'm gunning for them, and I know the rest of the Jam guys are. So,
Speaking of controversy, let's get back into the Rocket League side of things. Yummy Cheese Man. My opinion, great dude. I reckon he's a top bloke. Puts out a post that, in my opinion, isn't too smart. All about in-game items. In any sense, he's talking about a player from Justice ESC copying someone else's car in-game. What do you make of that?
Yeah, so when I first saw the post, I wasn't too sure if it was a bit of like a bit of a G up or he was actually, pissed. But it seems like he was pretty pissed. And within reason as well. If you're going to...
See, my opinion is just banter. It's someone's playing mind games again in someone else's head, If someone's really going to be that uptight about someone copying their car, well, then whatever they're doing is obviously working. Trying to get the upper edge, the advantage. Like, legit, everyone's got the same items in game. In my opinion, I think it's just a bit of a whinge, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion. It's just someone trying to get in someone else's head. It's obviously working.
Yeah, well, it's rubbing some people the wrong way, and that's always going to get a reaction, no matter what. Yeah, I don't know. It's
definitely sparked a reaction in the community, that's for sure.
Yeah, it seems like the Rocket League, like usually, I guess it's been a little while since I've heard like a lot from Rocket League itself, and now in like the last week, everything has just been Rocket League orientated. Yeah. It's been a week for Rocket League.
Controversy definitely brings the attention. So
it really does.
Rocket League can get some sort of second wind, and hopefully Epic can pull a miracle out of their ass and get that game back to where it should be.
No, definitely 100%. All right, so I guess we'll go into something else for the moment. It's probably a little bit of sad news, but the Chiefs.
Yes. Sad for the Chiefs, but good for the team. Kami, Torsus, and Zen have made the transfer over to Renegades. Renegades are coming in quite big in the OCE scene as of late, picking up the X2 twins from Fortnite. What else have they got? They've now picked up a couple of CSGO boys locally, so they're now over in NA playing that full time for them.
Oh, wow.
Now they've got Rocket League, making big plays.
They are. They're, taking it. Seems like they just got some money to throw around, and they're clearly offering the right amount. I guess, it is. Is it only the three guys, or was there reserve guys taken over as well, or is it just the main team?
So it's just the three, so it's just the main team that's making the swap across to Renegades. Basically that's all it is. It's just a transfer of name for the boys. They'll just play under the RNG banner from now on.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully they keep kicking goals like they have been in the past. They've had a lot of roster changes at the moment. Torsus being the only original player from there. Obviously, Drippy playing overseas now. Jake's folded off into a coaching position. So it'll be good to see what they can do. Yeah,
it'll be good for them. Will do you reckon Chiefs will ever get back into Rocket League, or no? That's their chapter gone now.
It's a bit like us here at Jam. You know, if the opportunity arises, if it's the right timing, then definitely nothing's ever off the cards. It's all about timing and the opportunities that arise. But as it stands at the moment, there's not too much to pick from in the Rocket League scene within OST, because in my opinion, there's not enough sort of development stages for the players to go through to get to that top level.
Yep.
Hopefully something can come from it and more rogues can jump in. But for now, I don't really see anyone else jumping in for the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I wish the boys all the best with it. And hopefully they do good things, continue to do good things.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Anyway, in other big news, we've got GIRLGAMER's coming out. Another little festival that was announced by the Australian Esports League. They made the announcement a couple of days ago, and there's been a video that's come out, which is basically just packs, but it's all focused around safe spaces for girls or something like that.
I'll play the video for everyone in case they haven't had a look at it. It only goes for about 50 seconds. We'll just skim through it and give it.
Hi everybody, Sarah here from Critical Hit Entertainment. I'm super excited and proud to share with you the GIRLGAMER Festival Sydney.
GIRLGAMER is the biggest celebration of women in esports worldwide.
A festival that celebrates women in gaming, esports and tech.
Join us at Willoughby City Council as part of Vivid Sydney at Chatswood, 9th and 10th of June, here in the concourse in Chatswood.
We welcome you all to come to the GIRLGAMER Festival in Sydney.
It's our turn to take to the stage and shine.
Make sure you see us and say hi.
See you there.
All right. Well, it looks pretty flash.
I mean,
yeah.
just checking out their website, they've obviously got a lot of people backing this. Logitech, couple of little investors as well, which you can see on the banners, which they've got at the end of their video.
Yeah.
So it's basically just like MEO pack sort of setup, but the whole focus is based around girl gamers.
Yeah. Now, okay, so anyone can go to the event by the looks of it, but it is strictly showcasing females in gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, yeah.
I'm sure there's everyone has a lot more that could be said on that, but either more events and festivals like this that are popping up in Australia, in my opinion, is the benefit for all. Hopefully people can sort of show up. There can be a good sort of spectatorship, get behind it.
Well, yeah, that's the main
just
thing.
Just like MEOs. You know, end of the day, the more people that keep rocking up to these types of things, the more of them are going to keep popping up.
They got just having a look through it at the moment on the web. So looks like they're gonna run 3 tournaments: an Overwatch, Smash Brothers, and CS tournament. And they got some decent prize money there.
Yeah, well, it's not just an Australian event either. I think if you look up top of the website, they run it internationally as well. I think there's one in China and a couple of other places as well.
Okay. Portugal, previous edition, Portugal and Macau. So they had.
So it's been run before.
Yep.
It's just this time it's been run here.
That's good.
So yeah, it's good to see. And yeah, everyone jump on the website, grab yourself a ticket, get in there, have a look.
Yeah. Support some local talent.
I'm sure it'll be just as hyped as PAX or MEO. So get in there, have some fun.
Yeah. What is it? Mid-June, 6th to 10th. No, what was it? Sorry. Dates. Get tickets at the top. It'll refresh those dates for me. I know it was a weekend in June.
Yeah, I think it was 9th and 10th or something.
Yeah,
like that.
No, that's right. Yeah, 9th and 10th. 9th and 10th of June.
Jump on, check it out.
Yeah.
I think all the information that's coming out for this is on the Australian Esports League Facebook, or their Twitter. So jump on, check them a follow, and I'm pretty sure all the updates that you need, they'll be flicking most of them through there.
Sounds good. Yeah, definitely another win. It's nice to see more gaming conventions coming and offering variety and not just being the same thing. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Having something different to cater to different markets and everything. I think that aspect of it's really good. Yeah.
Well, see, it's basically all of it is exactly the same. It's just the environment and the culture that's sort of shaping the event. It's different.
Yes. Yeah.
See, at PAX, you've got a mixture of everything where anyone who's anyone, mostly young kids with parents who don't have a freaking clue what esports is, will be rocking up to PAX, you know. It's the biggest esports event that everybody goes to in Australia. And then you've got, you know, other things like MEO where they'll showcasing, you know, littler leagues like the high school esports leagues, and stuff like that, which was really, really good. The finals of the OPL as well. Now we've got the Girl Gamers event coming out. We've also got IEM Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep bringing them. More.
Yeah, definitely. Hands down. All right. Well, we'll move on to that one. From that one, sorry. The next one that we're going to look at is the partnership between Order and Monash University that got announced.
Yeah, so I believe it's not just, or I could be wrong, but it's not just Order who partnered up with this particular university. A lot of other orgs have partnered up with other universities, as the universities have pretty much, you know, made their entry into the OCS.
Mm-hmm.
So it's providing a platform for the universities, are providing, you know, these kids, you know, leagues to sort of join up to, sporting events, also tying into their esports programs that they're running as well. So it's sort of really, really good because I'm a big advocate for educational esports.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that this sort of partnership happen because it's only going to keep growing our industry.
Yeah.
and it's actually giving these kids a good platform to sort of get into, learn the ropes, not just sort of jump online and scratch their head like, where the fuck do I start?
Well, no, and that's exactly right. But it's providing them with good skills as well. Like I was just reading through it. It's players under the order banner, the newly announced roster gain access to all the physical training, sports psychology, nutritional support. So actually, like, a proper
professional environment that pretty much every top 5 CS:GO team has got at the moment. Not just in OS, I'm talking about worldwide here. Like the top athletes have this on a daily basis. This is their routine. They'll have their set hours that they'll play games, set hours that they'll do workouts, and then they'll have their social time.
And that's what I think's like one of the big thing for esports, and it needs to be sort of, I guess, the gamers in general, because like you look at it and the argument is, there are a lot of gamers out there that are unhealthy. That,
100%, I'm one of them.
Yeah. that don't eat right, the exercising and everything like that, whether it be for, whatever reasons, time, laziness, priorities, etc. But giving younger people access to these sort of things and showing them how important it is to still maintain a functional, healthy lifestyle as well as your gaming. Like, it's showing them that there is no difference between them and professional athletes. Like, you're just swapping out, let's say javelin for a mouse and keyboard sort of thing. Like, they still need to be in, good condition. They still need to be alert and fit.
That's exactly right. And the whole problem as well is that, people were having a problem accepting esports as a sport. And now the problem is people are having a really hard time accepting, players as athletes. But with this sort of public presence, this media presence around these partnerships and showing, what's going into these partnerships, it's sort of helping shift that culture focus that, these guys aren't just sitting behind the computer. We're not just eating, Pop-Tarts and drinking iced coffees 24/7. This isn't South Park. Our mums aren't bringing us shit pins to doing while we're playing World of Warcraft. This isn't what's going on here.
No. And I'm a big believer in, I guess, the issue that I have, and it's probably on a whole, is that like it seems with now that we live in such a convenient app economy of just being able to get food delivered to you all the time and everything like that, you don't necessarily, like, everyone doesn't really know the nutritional information of XYZ, and giving them access to this, at least they're knowing what they should be eating, what to avoid, and those sorts of things. And I think that's important for anybody, but especially for people that are sitting down for, vast majority behind a mouse and keyboard playing.
Yeah, well, Scary Live in the chat just said gaming is more than the media are saying it is, and that's 100% correct, mate. It's the media on everything. I mean, do you believe everything the media says? All corporate companies own the media.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you only hear like 1% of what the media wants you to hear. And
yeah, see, like, it's like our biggest newspaper here, which is the Advertiser in Bendigo, right? That is owned by a corporate company. And then we have a free weekly paper, which is called the Bendigo Weekly. Well, I get the Bendigo Weekly opposed to the Advertiser for one pure fact. It's that Bendigo Weekly is run by an independent, self-sustained organisation that is talking about real shit, real stuff that's going on in this little town, right? Whereas the Advertiser is talking about corporate fucking affairs and bullshit that I honestly couldn't give two tosses about.
No, just big sensational pieces. And like, that's the thing, like, I now predominantly just watch the ABC or SBS news because at least you get both sides to an argument sort of thing, and just not that unbiased one side.
Well, see, we're in the era of technology. So, in my opinion, news outlets these days, there's no point to them anymore. We've got Twitter at our fingertips. There's freelance journalists out there that are actually going up against these corporate companies.
And there's nothing stopping people. Yeah, then there's nothing stopping people from going out and finding the facts themselves. Like, it is literally just a click away. We have the power in our hands.
8 out of 10 people have got a smartphone in their hand.
Yeah.
you've got a smartphone, guys. You know, jump on Twitter, jump on Facebook,
Yeah,
research these people,
that's
find out the
exactly
facts for
right.
yourself.
If you don't think something's right, look it up. Look it up and research it. That's some of the best advice that I can give. If you're ever unsure, just look it up and do your own due diligence with things.
Exactly.
That's the best way to be informed. What did Snowfall say? The view of gaming is shifting, probably the slowest in Oz esports. In Europe and the US is vastly more acceptable than here. Oh, 100%, dude. 100%.
There's one specific answer to that answer, I should say, because there's an answer to that answer. Population.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to is population.
Yeah. And we're always last on the head of the curb sort of thing. You know, Australia's always, we get everything last. That's the way it always has been. So all the, you know, trends and everything are always, you know, the last to hit us in the big light. But there's also so much negativity as well from the media in regards to our gaming. Like, you look at the shitty pieces of journalism or sensational journalism that they do on A Current Affair or the Today Show about Fortnite and everything. And the takeaway from that, then you've got parents going to their kids saying, oh, you're not playing that game again for these reasons. It's doing this, it's doing that. Or, you know, and they're ill-informed. Like, the parents won't go...
and that's exactly right. But see, this comes down to them being an established media company for X amount of years. They think that they have the right to say what is what, right? That's all that comes down to. They think that they have the right to just be the know-it-alls of know-it-all. And that isn't the case. You know, they know that they're falling behind. They're not getting the views that they once would. And the only way that they can stay current is to start these drama affairs with big individuals such as, you know, esports.
Yeah.
You know, that's an individual in itself that they're trying to attack.
Yeah,
so
let's target something relevant. And and that's the thing. Got my train of thought of where I was going with that. There was no, it's gone. It was I can't remember. Oh no, actually I do remember, sorry. What we talked about a couple of weeks ago with a couple of like the organizations and training institutes and some of the football teams and everything holding the information sessions for parents on esports and gaming and everything like that to actually properly educate them.
Yeah, well, see, I don't say they can't do it. Like big names like Adelaide Crows and Essendon Football Club, right? They're already within esports. They have their training days that are open for the public with their football. Why can't they do the same with the esports? You know, they're providing the exact same information that people are getting with their open days for football. I 100% agree. The more information that is available to the public, especially with big names within traditional scenes like the AFL, it is only going to benefit us in the long run.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Snowfall is bang on the money. Our parents will take the news for the truth because once upon a time it was the truth. That's exactly right, because they only reported the news as it was without twisting it. So, yeah.
But at the same time, within the last 18 months, our culture is starting to develop a lot more quicker than where it was, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Acceptance is becoming more of a thing because more people are becoming aware. And when one person stands up to say esports is full of flogs, this, that, blah, 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 well, then there's another 3 people standing up saying you're a fucking moron, go learn your facts.
Yep.
So, yeah, either way, cultural change is a big thing, but cultural change is happening right now.
Yes. It's taking its time, but it's getting there. It is getting there, and hopefully one day it will be more accepted without that stigma behind it. Guess that's, we can hope. That's all we can do at the moment. We can hope.
Sticking to drama, Direwolves announced a while ago their change to the OCS team. Now, a guy by the name of Andrew Amos, who is a freelance writer, who's big within League. I'll chuck the original tweet. You've already got it up on screen.
Got it there, yep.
Anyway, basically he's saying people should be limited to the amount of times that they can swap from the OPL to the OCS. Now, the big problem I have with this guy right now and what he's talking about here is that at the start, before any of this was sort of announced, Direwolves had announced that they were running a 10-man roster, right? Where it was focusing on the best names, well, not the best names, sorry, the best players who were performing throughout that previous week would be the main people to go into OPL, right?
Mhm.
Sticking to what they are talking about, sticking local, blah, 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 blah. Kind of rubs off the wrong way when he's talking about being a journalist and he's not even, reporting the proper facts here, reading into, what they're actually trying to do here.
Yeah.
But either way, what has happened here is that at the start, Direwolves had announced that they were running a 10-man roster for the 2019 splits. Basically because they've dropped 4 people from their OPL team into the OCS. He's cracking a whinge because basically Direwolves' OCS team is looking like the predominant favourite to just keep winning and never lose because of the players that have been dropped into the OCS. That's where all the drama and controversy is coming from.
Right. Okay. I'm just reading through some of his responses to his own tweet. Like he's got half a dozen of them there, where he just sort of
the big thing here
contradicts himself a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Euphoria's Nathan, who is the head of esports for Essendon Football Club.
Yep.
Runs their league basically. Basically said, wait until they announce their OPL team. You might be pleasantly surprised, right? So if they're dropping 4 from their OCS team, the ones that they have on current contract, in my mind, would mean that the people that were in the OCS have moved up predominantly. They performed the best throughout that week, right? They've kept 1 from the previous week in the OPL. Now they're promoting another 4 and dropping down 4 to the OCS. As confusing as that might sound, either way, Direwolves have never fallen ill on their word, in my mind. So, either way, just got to wait and see what they announce.
Yeah. It's... I guess it is one of those things. It'll be interesting. I guess that's all I can really say on it at the moment. Yeah,
this is why people need to be patient before they try and call people out. You haven't got all the facts yet. Wait until you have 100% all the facts on what's going on before you make a call.
Yeah, correctly. Correct. Sorry, not correctly. Yeah, I was just reading through some of his tweet, like just through, his responses there, and it's sort of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, half cocked.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, something that's not 100% Australian news, it's more global news, is that Foot Locker is now to start selling Champion Athletic Wear Esports Apparel within their retail stores. Now, this is their retail stores globally. This isn't just NA Europe or anything like that. This is everywhere. So people are going to be able to start buying Champions merch from Foot Locker, in the nearest...
Yeah, based on the five esports team, both online and select retail. Okay, so it'll be predominantly online, and then I guess some of their bigger flagship stores will sell it.
Which is absolutely massive. Yeah, because Renegades is now going to be in everyone's shop.
Optic Gaming, Counterlogic Gaming, Space Station Gaming, Renegades. Yeah, wow. Yeah,
it's big.
It is big news that now that esports has hit that level where the merchandise is being treated no different to, Chicago Bulls or Lakers gear or stuff like that.
Exactly. And now see the next 3 to 6 months is going to be crucial because based on the sales and how well this performs is whether we're going to see the likes of Nike, Adidas, Puma jumping in and trying to do the same sort of thing. It is big news because this means that if this is successful, we're going to start seeing other big names jumping in on board, which is then going to just actively promote other opportunities for people within our area.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we've got some of the other esports teams being sponsored by car companies. So they've already got those logos now on the merch gear. And if people are buying the t-shirts and everything with, BMW logos on the merch gear, like it's, publicity.
Well, see,
the marketing.
Yeah, exactly. But this also produces another era for esports itself, right? There's now going to be yearly editions of merch that people are going to actively collect and frame, and 20, 30 years, in time, that stuff is going to be worth a bit of money.
Yeah. When you've got players' signatures and everything on the jerseys and everything like that. Yeah. Like it's actually incredible. Like it's really, really incredible.
It's really good to see, yeah. So hopefully with this, if it does, if the launch is successful, the sales are good, hopefully other companies jump in on board, which then promotes, other opportunities for orgs to pick up, good deals to have their merch then sold in stores. Because right now in Australia, a lot of orgs could use, that other monetization avenues to jump in. Because we're seeing the likes of Rocket League starting to offer in-game purchases, micro transactions for org skins and decals and stuff. And now we're starting to see it on an actual physical level. So hopefully both sides keep sort of pushing up, competing against each other to say, no, we're the big thing, no, we're the big thing. So hopefully we can start a bit of a banter going on between the two.
Well, it will be good. Like it's certainly not a bad thing. So it looks like in the 18th of May, they're going to hold an event in Times Square in New York where attendees can battle players from each of the teams and purchase apparel, and the event will be streamed via Twitch. Okay, yeah, like no different to like an all-star game or something like that they do and have, it is literally no different to an NBA situation.
Yeah, see, we've already got the era where streamers have their own merch, their own sort of designer line, if you want to call it that.
Yep.
Now we're starting to move into the side of things where it's the actual orgs that are getting the spotlight in terms of merch and all that type of stuff, which is then going to lead into players having their own type of merch. Like Michael Jordan's got his shoe line, Jordans.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can start seeing players having their own sort of stuff that everybody wants to have. So it's definitely good. It's just showing how much potential esports has. And from that, we can start seeing more people get in as a whole.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, the sky's the limit really with this. Like, it'll be really good. It'll be really interesting. Have to see if you can get them to stock some of the jam jerseys in there.
Yeah, we have to get some good jam merch going out for this year too.
Definitely.
I think we've got anything else to talk about, do we?
I'm just having a look at some of the comments. If gaming starts to grow into fashion, I would love that, NGL. Yeah, I think if anyone in chat has got any questions they want to throw out, we'll open the floor to chat first of all, I think. And see if they've got anything, if you've got anything you want to ask that we want to discuss that we may have missed. If you've got any opinions on anything you want to discuss, now is your time to do so, folks. What'd Snowfall say? I've literally spent about 2 months creating and throwing out designs for merch. Can't create anything that makes me go fuck yes. Alright, looks like we've sold one jam jersey. Hitter's going to buy one so he can wear it at PAX. Alright, I'll send Hitter, I'll send you my banking details. I can't promise you the jersey, but but no, the store's there. The merch store's good.
I'll make sure everybody gets around the Jam Boys in the Fortnite this week.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't have the qual spot this week, but they'll definitely get it next week. Get behind them, because I can guarantee if the boys make it, we're going to come out with a limited edition jersey for you all to sort of jump on for a limited time. So make sure you get behind them so we can make that happen.
Nick's wearing his Jam shirt right now. I've got mine, but it's in the wash, otherwise I would be wearing it. So that's my excuse. I'm lazy with my washing this weekend.
Yeah, Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to organise another one. I got everyone to sign my jersey last packs.
Oh, nice. Well, there's an idea, Hitter. Get everyone to sign it when you're there this year, dude.
Yeah.
Hit the booth up. There is going to be a booth there, wasn't there? I believe there
I'm pretty sure
was.
PLE are going to have a booth there this
Yeah.
year.
Yep.
They've got one at IEM, so if you are at IEM, well, it's probably too late now, but if you did check it out, definitely post up some photos and tag us, because I didn't get to go and check it out, so it'd be good to see some photos if you did get any.
Yeah, guys, post them in the Discord or online.
Or even post them on your socials, and we'll
Yeah, definitely. Monkey Boy needs a jam hoodie. Well, it is the season for it, dude. It is getting really cold out there, so why not? Treat yourself. Get yourself one. Directions to the airport. What do we got? Got a jam hoodie. All right, everyone wants jam hoodies, so it looks like they need to be ready to
get
go.
behind them, eh?
Yeah, I do love a good hoodie.
Do you need to get some, maybe some jam fingerless gloves?
Ooh, yeah, with like thermal heating in them. That would be great. All right, guys. Well, if has anyone else got any other questions they want to, or any other topics they want to cover, I'm just going to quickly mention something while they come through. Would Monkey play jam undies? I believe Dick Stacey has his own boxer shorts at the moment. I saw the photos of him on Twitter.
Surprise me.
Those photos of him modeling his boxers and his underwear for IEM this week. So one thing I'm going to mention quickly is that I'm a little bit disappointed. Halo Reach was meant to drop on PC last week or this week.
Oh, no, it's meant to come out this week, Thursday.
Yeah, and it's been pushed back for further testing.
So upsetting.
It's really fucking upsetting because that would have launched something on PC. But that would have launched something. But there was a couple of photos that I saw of the devs playing it, and I swear he's the most hated man in the world right now.
Yeah, there was. I think they come out on Reddit. There was leaked footage of a guy playing it on PC, and everyone's lost their shit because now they've pushed the date back. But I can tell you now that a lot of, I think I've spoken to about 30 of the old school Halo players.
Yep.
Have gone out and bought new PCs waiting. Like they're literally just sitting and waiting for this to get PC.
It's an absolute goldmine, and I think
the nostalgia. It's just the nostalgia that's been hyped around this game that it's coming out to PC. It's providing a whole nother platform for players to get back in and feel that competitive edge of Halo all over again.
Yep. But not only that, I feel that it's also a breath of fresh air back into online first-person shooting, like team-based games. I know we've got CS and everything like that, but I mean something that isn't a BR. Something that is just what it is. 4v4.
Yeah, see, it's the era of Battle Royales at the moment, and I absolutely hate it. Like, there was a game that recently just come out called Mordor, which, what's it called? Did you ever play For Honor?
Yes, yeah.
It's exactly like that, except it's a lot more user-friendly, and there's no bugs. It's an amazing game, you know. It's got a Battle Royale feature in it, which nobody really plays, but it's bringing that sense that, you know, Battle Royale's just sort of overhyped. You know, people need to calm down on the Battle Royale.
I honestly think people have sort of had enough of BRs at the moment. Like, there's still the core fan base and the core players are obviously still pulling, which with any game will do until the end of days. But I think people are just flocking away from them to what they were. Like, they want something else. We saw how, you know, the massive shift with GTA RP drew a lot of people into that, and that took off as something else that wasn't, you know, a BR.
Yeah. Well, see, speaking of different games, there is one thing that we didn't actually talk about that I do want to talk about. Sim racing. Sim racing is actually going off at the moment. So Gfinity have actually just announced their actual league for sim racing.
Okay.
I think they announced it a while back. I think it's actually currently running at the moment. Yeah, sim racing. I don't know if anybody really enjoyed the old school sort of hyped up V8s where it was old school Ford versus Holden,
Yeah.
not this mix of everything like it is now.
Yep.
It's sort of that nostalgia of sitting at home watching Ford versus Holden, but in an online sort of version, right? Obviously, people have got all their different types of cars and that sort of stuff, but the hype that the players that generate themselves through their own socials,
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole different culture than what you would expect to any typical esports player, like Dick Stacey and all those types of figures that are in teams at the moment. The insights and it's all the old school sort of interviews and that sort of stuff. If you're into that, definitely check out Gfinity's Twitter or Facebook page and check out the sim racing. Because, in my opinion, sim racing is the next big thing. Give it a couple of years, sim racing is going to be up there. Because with the technology that's coming out now, with the hydraulic sort of cars that they've got behind
Yep.
the screens and all that, it's just absolutely insane. And if anyone does go to PAX this year, there are going to be, I think, 4 booths with the sim racing setups. Definitely give it a crack. Because that's definitely the next thing you want to be saving your money for.
Yeah. No, it'll be good. It looks really good. Yeah, guys, make sure that you do check out Gfinity's page. Have a look through some of the videos and everything. Have you got the link there, Who's that you could post in the chat?
Give me a sec. I was just on their Facebook.
Yep, that's all right.
Yeah, I'll just check out their Twitter. Jump on their Twitter because you can find everything through there. They basically stream nearly every night through their leagues that they're running with Rocket League, Street Fighter, and sim racing. They're live on all platforms: YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch. So definitely check them out.
I'm really keen for the Mortal Kombat tournaments to start. Can't wait to see some.
Oh, I've still got to buy the game.
I've bought it and I've been playing it, but me and a mate decided one night when the division went down, we'd had a few drinks and it was going down for maintenance, and we thought, you want to play the Master Chief Collection? Because he'd never played Halo, like never played Halo.
Oh, no shit.
And for the last 3 or 4 weeks now, we've been playing through every single game on Legendary.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been so much fun, dude. I just, it's amping me up even more. For the, I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, there's actually someone that's never played Halo, Monkey Boy. Well, he has now, so I guess that now takes care of most of the world's population. But yeah, well, I guess if that is everything, we might end it there, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Jump on the Discord too, guys, because I think game night's going to be back up in action pretty soon. So discord.dg/jam. Check out all the GM socials, which is just GM Gaming AU, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Check them all out. I'm pretty sure if you jump on the Instagram, Chris was posting up some photos from IEM. He's been there all weekend. So jump on and check them out.
Lucky bastard. Oh well, good on him. I'm glad he got to go. All right, well, having said that, we might drop a host over to one of the fellow Jam team playing before we go.
Who have we got online?
Quite a few. Wow, everyone's online tonight. Well, not everyone, but most people.
Let's go someone who's only got a couple of views.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Here you go. Let's go this Excelsiors.
All right. Check and okay. Sorry, guys. All right, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. Please, thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. I'll be around on Twitch most of the weeknights. I'll be in the Discord. Feel free to have a chat. You can catch me on Twitter on the social below. But until next week, guys, spread the jam.
Take it easy.
Bye. All right, we're